the most intense rivalries in snooker history. Snooker is often called a gentleman's game, calm, quiet, and respectful. But make no mistake, behind the polite applause and crisp waistcoats lie rivalries so intense, they've defined entire eras. From cold stares across the baize, to psychological warfare, to final frame thrillers. Some rivalries weren't just about snooker, they were personal. This is the story of the most intense rivalries in snooker history. Let's dive in. 1. Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Mark Selby, the mind game war. If snooker is chess, this rivalry is Kasparov versus Fischer. Ronnie O'Sullivan, fast, fearless, and flamboyant. Mark Selby, strategic, stubborn, and mentally unshakable. Their rivalry peaked at the 2014 World Championship final, where Selby famously broke Ronnie down over 18 frames. Ronnie said afterward, "He just outplayed me mentally. I didn't enjoy it." Selby's slow tactical play has always clashed with Ronnie's quick-fire style, and fans are divided. For some, it's beauty versus boredom. For others, it's genius versus grit. Either way, fireworks guaranteed. 2. Alex Higgins versus Steve Davis, fire versus ice. In the 1980s, snooker had two kings, but only room for one crown. Steve Davis, the clinical, robotic, calm champion. Alex Higgins, the wild, emotional, unpredictable hurricane. Their matches weren't just about potting balls. They were clashes of personality. Higgins hated Davis's methodical style, calling him boring. Davis, in return, stayed quiet and won titles. But when they faced off, like in the 1983 UK Championship final, it was electric. Fans stormed arenas, tensions flared. Higgins even punched a tournament official off table once. This rivalry defined an era and split the fan base in two. Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Stephen Hendry, the GOAT battle. When Ronnie burst onto the scene, one man stood in his way, Stephen Hendry. Hendry, the ice-cold king of the 90s. Ronnie, the emotional genius of the 2000s. In the early years, Hendry dominated Ronnie, including the epic 1999 World Championship semi-final. But Ronnie eventually got revenge, crushing Hendry 13-4 in their final crucible meeting in 2012, ending Hendry's legendary career. Their rivalry wasn't always fiery, but it was historic, a passing of the torch from one GOAT to another. 4. Jimmy White versus Stephen Hendry, the final heartbreaks. Jimmy White, the people's champion. Stephen Hendry, the man who broke his heart. Again and again. They faced each other in 4 crucible finals, and Jimmy lost every single one. Each time, Jimmy came close. Each time, Hendry shut the door. It wasn't anger that defined this rivalry. It was tragedy. Fans wept for Jimmy. Hendry was respected, but never loved the same. It remains one of the saddest and most emotional rivalries in sports. 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Judd Trump, the Showman Showdown. In recent years, a new rivalry has grown between Ronnie and Judd Trump. Both are fast, attacking, and fearless. Both go for crazy pots. Both can destroy opponents in minutes. But when they face each other, it's a battle of generations. Ronnie, the veteran genius. Judd, the modern magician. Their matches, like the 2019 Northern Ireland Open final, have been full of tension, flair, and unbelievable shot-making. What makes this rivalry special? Mutual respect with competitive fire. Ronnie once said, "Judd is the only one I'd pay to watch." Enough said. 6. John Higgins versus Mark Williams, friends but fierce. They came up together in the class of '92 alongside Ronnie. But John Higgins and Mark Williams have had a quietly fierce rivalry for over 25 years. Williams, the laid-back potting machine. Higgins, the tactical master. They've clashed in multiple finals, including the 2018 World Championship final, a classic that Williams won 18-16. Their matches aren't flashy, but the rivalry is built on just pure snooker at the highest level. 7. Ronnie O'Sullivan versus the world. Let's be honest, Ronnie versus everyone is a rivalry of its own. He's clashed with referees, journalists, opponents, and even snooker's governing bodies. Ronnie's personality draws love and hate in equal measure. He's called the game boring, attacked players' styles, even refused trophies. But every time he plays, he brings fire, and fans can't look away. The game needs him, even when he's at war with it. 8. Conclusion: why rivalries matter in snooker. Snooker is more than silence and skill. It's about emotion, pressure, pride. Ronnie versus Selby was chaos versus strategy. Jimmy versus Hendry was hope versus heartbreak. Every rivalry added a new layer to snooker's soul.